At one point in time, the only way a man could get around was on his own two legs or by animals like horses. However, once vehicles started coming around, we found much easier ways to travel to work and so on. And thus, we were never ever afraid to go and make things as big and bombastic as possible when making said vehicles. But which ones have we constructed that are very much above all others? Which ones are just titans in terms of their size? Allow us to present to you the biggest vehicles ever made. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 9. Dodge Power Wagon. This one is just too much fun not to put on this list. This gigantic pickup truck is a supersized replica of a classic 1950s Dodge Power Wagon. Roughly 8 times the size of the original Dodge, this gigantic vehicle weighs more than 50 tons and features an entire apartment inside. No, for real. Commissioned by wealthy Sheikh Hamad, the truck's interior boasts 4 air-conditioned bedrooms, a living room, a bathroom, and a tailgated terrace. Not surprisingly, this monstrous vehicle holds the title of largest pickup truck ever made. Why someone would ever want something like this is a bit beyond us, but we can't deny the results. This is something that is an eye-catcher, and its functionality on the inside makes it something both awe-inspiring and clever. Number 8. Big Bertha. A drilling machine may not seem like a vehicle at first, but how else are you going to steer it? Exactly. Tunnel drillers are a big thing in our world today, and the biggest machine tunnel drill out there is a behemoth known simply as Big Bertha. This massive drill is 300 feet in length and was made for the Washington State Department of Transportation's Alaskan Way Viaduct Replacement Tunnel project in Seattle in 2013. The diameter of this machine's drill is 57.5 feet in length, allowing it to make a truly perfect circle when drilling into the hard rock and stone of its intended target. It's also 7,000 tons in weight, which means it can't be moved by conventional means. It actually has to be moved by ship from place to place. In terms of height, the drill is 5 stories high. It wasn't the most effective drill ever, as it had some mechanical issues, but still, it is pretty special, and one look at this thing will make you feel very small. Number 7. SRN4. The notion of a hovercraft is not new, but some people are surprised when they learn that there have been much larger versions of the hovercraft made over time, including the SRN4, which was not a newer vehicle, but in fact was developed back in the 1950s and then served as a ferry for both people and vehicles from 1968 to 2000. Didn't see that coming, did you? The SRN4 was the largest hovercraft then built, designed to carry 254 passengers in 2 cabins beside a 4-lane automobile bay which held up to 30 cars. Like most hovercraft, the SRN4 was designed to work both on land and on water via its inflatable undercarriage that would let it glide upon the water and on land without much resistance. The only caveat of this particularly large vehicle was that while it was good at its job, as proven by its lengthy service record, it was a vehicle that wasn't green, in that it burned a lot of fuel as it moved across the English Channel. They were so good that they made a fleet of them, but now they're all shut down. Number 6. Auto Tram Extra Grand. By its natural design, a bus is long and intended to go and seat many people, and sometimes you see variations of this like a double-decker bus or one that is twice as long. But when you're looking for the largest buses out there, you need to look for the Auto Tram Extra Grand. This is a bi-articulated passenger bus that has 3 sections and is able to hold up to 256 passengers among its 100-foot-long frame. Many like to refer to this bus more like a train because of how it is constructed and its length. But like a precision vehicle, the Auto Tram Extra Grand is able to make precision turns and thus be able to get in and out of situations without needing wide turn radiuses. In fact, the back 2 carts are linked in such a way that they perfectly follow the leader. These buses were designed to go and help crowded cities and avoid congestion and large crowds that need a ride. Number 5. Mil-Me-26. The Russians had a desire to make a helicopter that would not only dwarf all others, but be able to do all sorts of tasks. Thus, they made the Mil-Me-26, which is the largest and heaviest helicopter to ever go into series production. What separates the Mil-Me-26 from many helicopters isn't just its power, it's that it's used by both the military and civilian forces of Russia in order to get various things done. It can lift massive passenger planes off of runways. It can help move farming equipment. It can hold up to 20 tons of cargo, or hold 82 people inside to transport them to battle. It holds a world record for the things it has lifted, and despite its impressive 3-story height, it can reach 187 miles per hour. This is definitely something to behold, and the Russians loved it so much, they made an offshoot of it further ensure its staying power. Number 4. Fabio Reggiani bike. If you were to think about the largest motorcycle in the world today, you would likely picture one that was built for a relatively tall or stocky person. But in fact, the biggest bike in the world right now would be the Fabio Reggiani bike. Gargantuan cycle, aka Big Bike, was unveiled at the Motorbike Expo 2012 in Verona, Italy, to the amazement and delight of those in attendance. Big Bike measures 16 feet 8 inches high and weighs over 5.5 tons, and features a 5,000cc V8 Chevy motor boasting 280 horsepower. If you're curious, yes, the bike is indeed fully functional, which sets it apart from the other show bikes that were built to be impressive and yet doesn't run. The running of the bike was actually a part of his recognition by the Guinness Book of World Records, as he had to drive it over 300 feet to prove that he could truly run it. Number 3. The Gone. When you think about trains, especially passenger trains, you likely think of ones that are large enough to carry people from town to town, or even city to city. But in Australia, there is a train known as the Gone that is not only one of the longest trains in the world today, but hosts one of the longest adventures you can have on a train. In fact, the subtitle for the Gone is Journey Beyond. This is because the Gone takes you from northern Australia to southern Australia across 1,800 plus miles. It takes 54 hours to do the full trip. What's more, the train's length on average is over 2,500 feet, with it having between 16 to 38 stainless steel carriages to support both its passengers, as well as having luxury carts for dining and other amenities while you ride along the tracks. In other words, the train you need to be on to endure the journey that is ahead of you. Number 2. Longest limo. Limos are cool things and show your status or wealth in a variety of ways. For Jay Orberg, when he made his limo called the American Dream that was built to be 100 feet long, the only goal he had, aside from trying to look cool, was to make a Guinness World Record. He got it. To be clear, it is a fully functional limo, but it's so long that it needed certain other things to make it work overall, such as needing more than 4 tires. In fact, it needs 26 to keep going, as well as stay balanced and turn well. Also, you can be inside the limo as it drives you around, and it's so spacious that you'll find a swimming pool, a waterbed, and even a helipad. Yeah, this is beyond a regular limo, well and truly. Number 1. Airbus A380. The world of aircrafts have seen many advances and innovations over the years, but for most, they agree that having lots of room to carry lots of passengers and thus make more money is a must. And that's where the Airbus 380 comes in. It is indeed the largest passenger airline in the world today. Its initial conception was one that was designed to be in direct competition to the Boeing 747. Despite many production delays, it was eventually the Airways in 2007 and is still in use to this day. The full-length double-deck aircraft has a typical seating capacity of 525, though it is certified for up to 853 passengers. The irony, though, of this massive aircraft isn't that it fits so many. It's that because of all of the problems of its development, the orders for it have dwindled. As such, it'll stop production in 2021. Still, you can't deny that they went to the limit and beyond to make a plane that could fit more than anyone else. So, What do you think? What do you think of this look at the various vehicles that have been made over the years that are just massive to look at and beyond? Were you awestruck at all of the vehicles that were shown here? Which ones do you feel were the coolest because of their impressive sizes and shapes? Do you know of other vehicles that should be on this list? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.